Good morning YouTube, welcome to the financial information channel. In this video I'm going to give you the information about the checkings account. What is a checkings account, what is the benefits, and how you can open a checkings account. So let's start with the video. So the main thing about the checkings account, it gives you the chance to have your money in a bank. The bank is very safe and it has a lot of benefits. And it's a good idea that you have a checkings account so you can actually make sure that when you get a job, you can actually get paid and have the money deposited into that account without having to wait for that check via mail. So the first thing about the checkings account is that you have a transaction history. So let's say that you want to find a transaction that you have previously. The way that you can actually go is go either to your bank statement online and actually search on the transaction that you have done. The other thing that you can do is actually you can go to the bank and actually request a bank statement for a specific month so you can actually see the transaction. The reason why you need to find each transaction is that actually you have an idea how to manage your money, which is very important if you want to make sure that you save and you want to spend on things that actually are beneficial to you. Nowadays there are so many applications that you can actually do on your computer or even your mobile device where you can actually track your expenses. I know it's a little bit inconvenience, but once you get used to it, it's very powerful for your money and for you. Now, one of the main benefits of having a checkings account is that actually generates an interest. Now, keep in mind that the regular checkings account, they don't do it. However, if you get a credit union account, which is a checkings account through a credit union bank, actually the credit union generates a higher percentage of interest on your account, which is very helpful. One of the most important things of having a checkings account is having the security. Most of the banks are members of the FDIC. Basically, that means that they have insurance of any money that they have on your account. Keep in mind that the money they have in your bank account can be insured. I believe right now the amount is up to $250,000 on your account, which is still a lot of money in my opinion. There are a lot of options that you can do with your checkings account. You can actually pay your bills online, which makes it easier to make sure that the bill has been paid. When you send a check via mail to your bill, it's a little bit inconvenient because you don't know exactly by when that check is going to be received by the company that you're trying to pay. Another thing when you have a checkings account is that actually you receive a debit card, which you can actually make transactions either in person, online, or if you're gonna go to the bank and withdraw money or even deposit money on one of the ATM machines. Having a debit card is very helpful because it actually makes you more accountable, on your money instead of having cash. Now, having cash is great because some places they don't accept debit cards. However, what happens if you lose the cash? There's no way that you can get the money back. When you have a debit card, any transaction that you do is basically verified nowadays by the bank that you actually made the purchase or the transaction. And the way that verifies that you actually did the purchase is that actually you have to enter the PIN, which is a 4-digit PIN that you actually create when you receive your debit card or you create an account on your bank. Also, when you have a debit card, you can actually travel around the world. For example, go to a different continent. You can go to Europe or Asia, make a purchase, or even use the debit card in a hotel, in a restaurant, and pay that amount with your debit card, which is accepted worldwide. Now, I talked a little bit earlier at the beginning that you can actually have your money deposited into a checkings account, which is very nice. So let's say, for example, that you get paid bi-weekly. That money is gonna be deposited exactly on your checkings account on the same day that they send the checks, which is very nice. That way you can actually get your money from your work faster, and safer. Now make sure that when you do that, you need to submit a form to your employer, submitting your bank information, your account number, your routing number from your bank that you open the account. Now, one of the best things is that you have unlimited transactions when you have a checking account. Unlike savings account that you can actually do only a certain amount of transactions per month with being charged, because in the savings account you can actually only do certain amount of transactions, and then after you do meet those transactions you start to getting charged. In the savings account you can actually do any transactions unlimited without any issues at all. Now, not everything is great for a checking account. For example, there are a lot of cons when you open a checking account, and one of the worst things is that most checking accounts, they charge you an amount to have that account per month. Now keep in mind that there are ways, and most of the banks offer the way to have that fee waived if you meet certain requirements. So please check on each specific bank and find out how you can have that fee, which is charged monthly, waived, which is very important. It's gonna save you money, even though it might not be a lot of the money that you think that you're paying for a checking account. It starts to add up. Now, one of the things that the bank's account do is sometimes they block your transactions. That's actually a bad thing and a good thing at the same time, and let me explain why. The thing is, if you do a transactions, they have to verify that it's being you that is doing the transactions. That happens rarely, but sometimes it happens. The bank either will call you or send you an email to make sure that it's you that doing the transaction. The bank does this to make sure that it's you that is doing the transaction. They want to make sure that your account is being safe and is being protected, you know. And another con that it does is that most banks, they don't offer a lot of interest. Even though it does offer high interest in the credit unions, it's very hard to find a good credit union nowadays that offers a higher interest rate on your account. And even if it does, it has a limit that you can actually generate interest. For example, one of the best high interest accounts in a credit union might offer a 3% or a 2%, but only up to 10,000 or 15,000 on your account. After you pass that amount, that interest goes back to zero or 0.01, which is very low in my opinion. Now, to open an account is very easy. All you need is just a state ID and just go to a bank. Make sure that you bring proof of your address so you can actually open an account. It's very easy in my opinion, and you need to make sure that you have a minimum deposit of account. Most banks require you to have a 25 or 50 or even 100. It depends on the bank. Now, the best time that you can actually open an account if you don't have one is at the end of the year. They have a lot of offers. For example, they can offer, if you deposit 500, they can actually give you $25 on your account as a credit if you make certain transactions. Make sure that you check the offers throughout the year, but I find most of the offers being offered at the end of the year for some reason. Well, that's going to be everything for today, my friends. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment sections. Leave a comment or a suggestion where you want me to go over more into detail about the checking account or any other financial information. Make sure to subscribe to the financial information channel and have an excellent day. Take care, my friend.